Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, can you feel that rumble under your feet? It's not just the Lynx shaking on game day, it's the sound of a defensive beast awakening in the heart of Philly's front four. Jordan Davis, our towering 6'6" Georgia Bulldog turned Eagles wrecking ball, just etched his name into the franchise's storied ledger. And folks, if you thought last Sunday's primetime smackdown against the Lions was electric, wait till you hear how this big man's transformation is fueling the green machine. Welcome to your Eagles Update. I'm your host, locked and loaded for all things birds. Let's fly. First off, let's hit the headlines that have South Philly buzzing louder than a pre-game tailgate. Jordan Davis, the man they call Fumblitis for his knack at stripping balls like it's an art form, has been crowned NFC Defensive Player of the Week for his Week 10 masterclass against Detroit. We're talking 2 sacks, a forced fumble that flipped the script on a Lions drive, and enough run stuffing to make Jared Goff sweat through his headband. But hold on to your cheesesteaks, this isn't his first rodeo this season. Back in Week 3, Davis snagged NFC Special Teams Player of the Week honors for a bone-crushing block on a punt return that sprung our returner for a 20-yard gain. And get this, he's the very first Eagle in team history to bag both awards in the same campaign. That's right, first ever. In a franchise that's seen Reggie White terrorize quarterbacks and Brian Dawkins turn safeties into highlight reels, Jordan Davis is writing his own chapter. Now, let's peel back the playbook and dive into what makes this story sing. Davis rolled into Philly as a third-round steal in 2022, all 350 pounds of raw, explosive power. Think a human avalanche with a 40-yard dash time of a gazelle. But early on, that frame meant long rehab hauls after practice, treadmill marathons just to keep the engine humming. Fast forward to 2025, and our big fella's slimmed down to a leaner, meaner 330, shedding pounds like he sheds blockers. It's not just vanity or that looming contract extension. Nah, this is tactical genius from defensive line coach Clint Hurt. Lighter on his feet, Davis is exploding off the snap quicker, holding edges like a Philadelphia brick wall, and rotating into coverage without gasping for air. Against the Lions, he logged 42 snaps, up from 28 last year, disrupting 17 plays in the backfield. Stat geeks, chew on this. His pressure rates jumped 12% from 2024, per Pro Football Focus, turning the Eagles' D-line into a nightmare for NFC East rivals. Imagine Dallas O-line trying to handle that on Thanksgiving. Cowboys fans, start praying. But here's the heartbeat of it all. The reason Davis isn't just playing better, he's thriving. This guy's personality. It's always been a locker room lava lamp, bubbling with Georgia charm and that infectious laugh that echoes off the NovaCare walls. Lighter body, heavier vibes. He's prowling the room with a GoPro and a lapel mic, ambushing Jalen Hurts for post-practice confessions or pranking A.J. Brown with a sneaky clothespin on his jersey. Gotcha, double A, he'd boom, before the whole squad cracks up. And don't get me started on his Saturday ritual, baking fresh chocolate chip cookies for the boys, then heroically resisting temptation to stay shredded. It's that team-first fire, folks, straight out of the Donovan McNabb era, when quarterbacks weren't just leaders, they were glue. I caught up with a fictional fireside chat. Okay, let's call it an imagined huddle with the big man himself. Picture this, Davis, post-award glow still fresh, leaning into the mic. Man, this award? It's not mine, it's ours, he'd say, that deep drawl cutting through like a goal line stand. Those Lions plays? Couldn't have stuffed them without Hasan Reddick looping around or Josh Sweat eating double teams. And the joy. Teammates bring it every day. If we're moping, I'm out. Football's too cutthroat for that. But with these guys, it's family. I'd go to war with them blindfolded. Echoes of coach Nick Sirianni's mantra, right? Know me in team, but Davis flips it. All about us or it's nothing. And get a load of this from an imagined sideline yarn with Eagles legend Brian Dawkins, the original enforcer. JoJo's got that fire I lived for. Big body, bigger heart. Back in '08, we grind through Super Bowl prep the same way. Laugh hard, hit harder. This kid's reminding Philly why we bleed green. Zoom out for the big picture, Eagles faithful. Historically, our D's been a roller coaster, peaking with that 17 Lombardi trophy when the Reggie White-led front four turned the Super Bowl into a clinic. Davis's dual awards? It's a nod to that grit, especially in a season where the Birds sit 8-2, atop the NFC East by a game over those smug Cowboys. Statistically, his weight drops correlated with a 15% dip in the team's rush yards allowed, per ESPN metrics. Vital ammo heading into a gauntlet of Giants, Commanders, and that annual blood feud in Dallas. Expert take from my buddy over at NFL Network? Davis is the X factor. If he stays fresh, Philly's D could rival the '85 Bears. Playoffs? Locked. Super Bowl? Why not? Hurts to Davis handoffs could be the new Philly special. Looking ahead, this surge has ripple effects. A peak Davis means more rest for vets like Fletcher Cox in his twilight, fresher legs for the secondary against blitz-happy offenses, and maybe, just maybe, eyes on that elusive NFC offensive nod he joked about. Sirianni, you hearing this? Hand the big man a jet sweep. For the season, it screams contention, a top seed, home field roar at the Link, and that "Fly Eagles Fly" chant drowning out the haters. Tie it to pop culture. Davis's locker antics. Straight out of a Rocky training montage. Underdog rising, one prank at a time, with Philly's underbelly spirit fueling the comeback. Alright, Birds fans, from the school kill to the suburbs, this is your wake-up call. Jordan Davis isn't just a player, he's the pulse of our resurgence. Tune in Sunday as we soar against the Giants, because if one man's joy can ignite a defense, imagine what 50,000 screaming faithful can do. Grab your green, crank the tunes, and let's keep this flight soaring. This is Eagles Nation, unbreakable, unrelenting. Fly Eagles fly. Back to you in the studio.